Hi everyone, we are live. Hopefully you can hear me okay. This is the second time I'm using Riverside and I try to increase the resolution. That's why I'm a little bit late. So let me know how the audio and video is. But let's get started for today. I'm super excited to geek out with you today on RepoRater. I've got some ideas of things we can do. I've got some ideas for you as well. So let me know if you want some green squares. What type of green squares do you want to do on your profile? Do you need to get some more commits, some more issues, some more pull requests, some more pull request reviews? Because that is hard. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll quickly show you. If you look, when it loads down here, you'll have a contributing graph. You might have to enable it, but you've got these four kind of quadrants. You can see my issues are getting a bit low because I give so many away, but you want to try and have double digits in each section. You're never going to get it perfectly even. So let me know what green squares you need and we will get that to work for you. So today, what I was thinking was, we could add some features. So let me bring up a RepoRater and let me bring it up on local, and we can then make some changes. So what I'm thinking is, this is it locally. Why am I not logged in? I should, last time I checked I was logged in, but if not, we can log in, it's not a problem. But what I was thinking is when you do log in, down here you've got just add rating and log out. What I was thinking is we could have my ratings, the ratings that I have given. So that could be quite interesting. Do say hi in the chat. Let me know if you're here. Don't be shy. We're all friends and we're all here to learn together. I don't have all the answers. And this is local. So on production, we do have a lot more ratings and results and realistic. Here, I've got some bad ones, but they're not actually rated bad. I've done this just to get a spread of results from a 5 to a 1. That's why. So ignore this dummy data. There aren't this many ratings, for example, and all the rest. I've just kind of, this is production. And this is just locally fake. I've only got these repos. And like I said, I'm just spreading them out. So what I'm thinking to do is we could add a bit down the side. And like I said, if you want some green squares, we have loads to share. So I've got in the side nav component, and at the top, there should be, I did save a placeholder when I got the idea. Let me just uncomment these, hit save. They won't actually work, but now you'll see you'll have your ratings and your repos. And I think we could pull that out the database quite easily. Am I an hour earlier? Is it 1 p.m.? Really? I'm an hour early? That's a good thing, right? It was 1 p.m. You are so right. Thank you so much. I'm an hour early. Wow, okay. Well, it's better than being late, I suppose. I was rushing. I thought I was going to be late, and when I started 1 minute late, I was like, I started 1 minute late, and I hate starting late. So you're right, I'm early, which is really silly of me. But we get more green squares this way, hopefully. I don't know if I'm going to go for twice the time, but we'll see how we get on. So, but thank you very much for letting me know. Next time I won't make that mistake. So let me just also update a Discord as well to show that we have started as well. And let me see, start event. Here we go. And I must remember to manually end it later as well. Okay. Again, apologies for the confusion. Okay, so I've added these two new navigations down the side. They don't do anything, they don't work, but we're going to make them work now, I think. I think they could be quite good. Maybe someone wants to raise an issue. It's an easy green square. If one person could raise an issue, do say in the chat who's going to raise it. To say, add your ratings when you're logged in. So if you're logged in, list the ratings that I have given. So I should see EddieHub, Community API, CLI. I won't see EddieHub 2, but I would see this one below. For example, I would see the ratings that I have given. And therefore I can always go and update them too as well. And then another issue will be your repos, so anything that's owned by me. So EddieHub community, although I'm like the owner of the organization, that won't be listed. It will just be something that's EddieHub. But if someone could create a second issue for that. Hey Jack, hey King, hey Mahmoud, how you doing? Thanks all for joining. Yes, it's open source. You all can contribute. That's what we're here to do today. So let's have a look. Don't forget to start the repo and rate repos while you're there as well. Then we just share it. Let me share the production one, not my local one. Let me share the production one. This is where you can rate repos. But only rate the ones that you're familiar with and you've done. And let me share the repo as well. You can give it a start repo. Here we go. Or raise an issue on the repo. You get what I mean. Right. So we've got these buttons. So let's add to the left. Let me see. We need a new page. So we'll start off with the front end. I think we can reuse a lot of components. So if we minimize API down the side, that's all our API requests. And then these are the folders for pages. We should probably group these together, and I think we can improve the folder structure at a later date. But I'm going to make a new folder, and I'm going to call it, we just say my repos, my hyphen repos, or just my repos. Yeah, I think that looks good. Or account, and then under account have mine, because then it's kind of grouping it together. So let me do account. And I haven't done this before, but I think we might be able to do a new folder here, and we can go repos, and then we can go new file, and we can say page.js. Will that work? Let me know what you think in the chat as well. You haven't done any open source yet? Well, today is a perfect day to get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new page and see if this works. So we're going to do export default function page, and we will just return that. We will make it a H2 or something. It's not going to stay, so it doesn't really matter for now. Oh, I'm going to do the H2 and then save. And then the side nav, we need to change that. I think this will go to your rating. I said account repos, but no, it should be account ratings. Account repos will be the second one. So a bit stupid of me, but you know, it's okay. Well, I can duplicate that, I suppose. I could copy that and then click on that. Will that work? And paste it. Did that work? Yes, it did. So therefore I can rename that to ratings and open that. And then in here, I will say account ratings page. Here we go. Let's just save that and just see if it works. Give local a refresh. Your ratings. Okay, there you go. It's kind of, bad, but it works. It's not 404. And then your repos should be, your repos page. Again, it's bad, but it works. So it doesn't take the layout. So that's quite interesting. So, I don't want to duplicate the layout, and I have to learn in NextJS how to, I guess, kind of import the layout in kind of the page router. You just almost brought it in like a component, and you wrapped your pages with this layout component. But in app router, it's a lot nicer, a lot more advanced, but still I've got a lot to learn. So any particular reason to use JS instead of TS? Yes, I love TypeScript, but TypeScript projects get less contribution. So I thought JavaScript, let's include more people. We might change it later on to TypeScript, but for now, I thought let's include more people. And I think, let me just make sure I've got the latest changes. So if I bring up my terminal here as well, and I'll make it a bit bigger for you all. Let me just check I have the latest changes as well from the repository. Already up to date. Okay, brilliant. Just checking. Okay, so what next? What were we saying we're going to do? We want the page to look like this, and I have a layout issue. Why would that not work? I mean, for now, we could always move it up, I suppose, and rename this to my ratings, and then put this to my repos. Ooh. And I think that will work, because the other pages like popular still work, and I didn't do anything fancy. Oh, I did. I included side nav. When you haven't worked on the project for a few days, you do forget. So maybe let me undo what I just did and see if it works. So undo, will it rename it? Or is it undoing what's in the file? It's undoing what's in that file. If I click on this, let me see. If not, I can recreate it to like 2 seconds. If I do undo, it's not renaming the folders, is it? No, that's fine. We can just rename that. It's probably just easier. Ratings. Okay. Right. So what we need to do is actually add the side nav on those pages. So let's bring those. Let's do my ratings first. So I think that's the easiest. So if we bring in the side nav component, so side nav, there we go, close that off. And we'll just leave the H2 there for now. I think that looks okay. Let's see, ratings. Does that look, that looks a bit better. Okay, right, we're all good, we're all good. Everything is great. Should we keep the activity down the side? I think we will. So actually what I might do to keep it simple is go to popular and copy, oh, did not mean to type on that, and copy what we've got in that one, in popular, and then put it in this one. And let me talk you through it and show you what we've got. So we're going to use client, not a server-side component, because we want to make some API calls. We got search. Do we want to search mine? Probably do, so maybe we'll leave that for now. So we want to do search, okay? It's not popular repositories. It's going to be my, what we're doing ratings, my ratings, okay? And then this sort, I do want to use later, but we'll leave it commented out for now. And then repos, we don't need minimum vote, or minimum votes could be 0. I don't know what the default is. Let's have a look. Minimum votes is 5. I think it should be 0, but it's okay. We can, again, that's another green square for someone else to tidy up. We keep activity down the side, or the activity could be filtered to the particular user. That could be quite cool. Okay, we'll get onto that. So one thing at a time. So now it's saying my ratings, but this is not filtered. This is incorrect. Because if we look at repos, it is making a request to API repos rather than API account repos. So what we need to do is, how should we split this out? Maybe we should move the content of this and make it reusable, and then we could just change this in terms of another component, or do we pass in the information? This is where I find whatever I choose, I won't be happy with it later on, so I'll probably have to end up changing it. Because if I put in path here, it's making the component a bit too smart. What do you all think in the thing? No good first issues. I created one this morning. I guess someone else has picked it up already. We can create some more. It's not a problem. And good first issues are kind of a lie. I find most good first issues aren't good first issues, and there are other issues that are good first issues. So do have a look and see which ones are interesting, and you can always ask more questions about it. And you could make it into a good first issue by asking questions and getting the maintainers to reply. So my dilemma now is, do I make the component smarter, or do I don't want to make it smarter. I feel it's already doing too much already. Things in my mind always start off easy and end up getting a lot harder. By the way, if you're here, don't forget to support the video, give the video a thumbs up, really helps. I really appreciate it. And everyone say hi in the chat, who is here? It'd be great to see who is here. Aditya, pass it in as an argument. Yeah, if I pass it in as an argument, my concern is this component's getting a lot smarter, so I could pass in path, I could pass in, I could do a switch, like a switch. I could say, are we getting my repos or general repos? We could even pass in a parameter, maybe like username. So therefore, we could use it for the other page. So for my repos, it's getting mine. Username might work, actually. This is why I love discussing things through with all of you. Username might work because for your ratings, I'm going to go into the ratings collection, but I'm not going to return a repo, so that's different. Okay, so let's keep ratings separate. This is your repos might be able to pass it in as a username. Okay, that could work. So let's move on to maybe my repos page first. So let's just put that in. I just pasted it in again like I did before. Instead of my ratings, it will be my repos or my repositories. And let's go to your repositories page. Okay. Again, ignore the data. So what we could do is pass in, like you said, we could have a username, and it's optional. and we know who the logged in user is. How do we get the logged in user? I forget. I know, we've got an example of that somewhere. But I could pass that in as a username, and it's optional. And if there is a username, we could append it, and therefore anyone could search for anyone's repo. Could you do it with a search parameter maybe? We've got keyword. Actually, let's try that first. Well, we could just test it like on production and up here. So if I typed in Eddie Jow, does it only bring my repos? It does. What's another username we have got in production? Let's have a look. Kinson Digital. Kinson Digital. We could just use the search feature. That's even easier. Okay, I love that. It might not be, because it's full text search, it might include some others. It might not be perfect, but I think for now, it's good enough. What do you all think in the chat? Hey VJ, you're not late. I started early, as King rightfully pointed out. So you're not late, it's my bad. Alex, how are you? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. I see you doing lots of gaming live streaming. I just bought myself a Nintendo Switch. I know the Switch 2 is coming out this year, but I really fancied getting a bit of a break to downtime, do some coding, so I got a Switch 2. I thought of live streaming it, but I'm so bad that I don't think, like I'm really bad, that I thought I won't live stream it. I'm not as good as you. So yeah, I think, we saw what we needed. I didn't mean to delete that. We could use, so thank you very much, Aditya, for saying keyword is a good idea. So what we can do actually, my repositories, let's see if this works. I'm really excited. So forget username. This is why it's so important to talk things through with people, because you can make it simpler. And here we could just put keyword is username, and we need to get username. And I have an example of that somewhere. I think it's in here. Yes, get current session, and then we get the GitHub user and we set the user. But this is in the kind of the layout, or it's the side navigation and the wrapper. And then everything comes through as, let me just refresh this page. Everything comes through as a children, I think. Yeah, here we go, children. So, can you pass stuff to children? I don't know. We call children right down here, I think, after all the side navigation and the activity and all the rest, down there. So we need to get username in there. So I could call this again. I don't know if that is good or bad practice. Let's just call it again for now, and we can tidy up later on. But the difference is we will be getting it from get user. It should be really get GitHub user. It comes from GitHub, I'm pretty sure. Let's just check. Yeah, we fetch it from GitHub's API. So my concern is for every component, we don't want to get that. What do you all think? Let me look down here and check the chat and see. What do you all think? Again, one challenge after the other. That's what we do in tech, right? We're just always debugging things. So I could get the user from GitHub again, because we're using AppWrite for the authentication and it doesn't give us the GitHub username. I could save it somewhere, but that's, again, another piece of work. I don't want to get distracted. What's good enough for now? Good enough for now is maybe duplicate it. And we could potentially cache it from GitHub maybe as well. Well, let's just get it working and we can tidy it up. So if I copy this, I don't need the whole login, logout section. We come up here, it's already used clients, that's fine. I paste that. We can say get GitHub user or AppWrite user. I don't think it matters too much. Or we should be get authenticated user really. But we will need, so we've got set user. So I'm going to duplicate this line and then we're going to say set user. Oh no, that's just be user. Okay, and then this could be set user. And so we should have, this might need to be async, I think. Oh no, it doesn't, because it's in useEffect, so actually it's okay. So we should get the user and then we can get the username. So let's have a look and see if it works. So it would be user.username. That's not going to be available immediately, so we might need to do something like this. User, and I think this can be tidied up, but let's have a look. Well, that's productions. Let me come back to this one. I broke it. Can't find variable use effect. Right, I didn't import it. That's why copy and paste is not ever really good. So included use effect. Yeah, now it's appeared. Okay. Right, repositories. We get nothing. That is not good, my friend, is it? Not good at all. Let's have a look. Oh, there's some messages in chat. Let me check. Store it somewhere in local storage. Yeah, I think because we need it all the time, I think we can store it in app rights like user objects, so it's always available. And we just do it when they check it when they log in. So if they change their username, we can just say, hey, just log out and log in again, and it will reset it. So I think that could be a good idea. If someone could raise an issue, so we don't forget. So say the issue could say store the GitHub username in AppWrite. There's a couple of places like there's user customization and stuff like that. So there's a few places we can store it. I'm not sure where it's best yet, but we can research that later on in the issue. We just can't forget to do that. Global state, yeah, I'm not keen on storing in the global state either. Let's make use of the tools that we're using at the moment and see. Oh, and I haven't loaded get user. Here we go. Get user. There we go. Save that. Hopefully now the repositories load. No, still no repositories. Why not? Let's have a look. What have we got? Make this a bit bigger so we can see it. This is our console with the application running. Let's have a look. If I refresh it again, what do you reckon? Hopefully, no error. That's interesting. I was expecting something to break. I definitely have some repos that belong to me. So let's have a look at network. And if I refresh it again, it should make a request. Here we go. It does go to user to GitHub. And the return is this information, which is great. Why does this not work? Repo returns nothing. So user, we are setting user. So it's oh no, it shouldn't be an empty string. I think it should be just empty, like that. My fault for copying and pasting the keyword one. So if I look here, how have we done it in the side now? Where is the beginning of the? Here we go. User. Oh, it's null. Okay, but I think that's the same. I don't know what the default is. I have to check. So if we go back to repositories and we could console log the user down here to make sure it works. I think it's always good to check. So console log user, and let's have a look at console. Do we have anything? Or maybe we don't. Let me clear that. Maybe we don't get in the user. That's why nothing's appearing. Can't find variable account. Okay, so we're failing right at the top because I forgot another import. So copy and paste is so bad. So go back to here. Account. We need this. Okay, we will get there eventually. Let's have a look. Stick account on there. What about now? Oh, let me clear this. So here we go. We do have user and we do have results. They're not all mine, so that's a bit odd. We'll get to that in a second. And this is user. So the user is working. Let's find out what repositories thinks it's getting as a keyword. So I'm just going to console log keyword and let's see what it thinks it's getting. And just make sure it's all going through. And let's have a look. Okay, it's not good. I bet you all spot it. Oh, here we go. So undefined. So the username isn't coming through. That's why we're getting all the results, because these are all the results on local. I bet you've all spotted it in the chat. Let me have a look. Okay, not just yet. We'll keep going. So why is keyword not being sent through? If there's a user, send username. Maybe username is empty. I think it is. I don't think it's called username. I just realized on GitHub, I don't think it's called username. It's called something else. It is called, I think we might use it somewhere here, so let me check. We make the GitHub call and we set the user. So let's just find user dot access token, name, avatar, Do we use username anywhere? I'm pretty sure we do use username somewhere, but I think they call it login.login. Yeah, they do call it login. On the repo, it's owner login, but for what we'll need, it is just login, not. Let me minimize that for a second, get some more real estate back. So it's going to be a login, I think. If not, we'll console log output that information and see. Yeah, I have one repository, I think. If I go back to the full repo page, I just have one. So that actually works. Your ratings, no, but your repos, yes, I just have one. Okay, so that actually works. It wasn't too bad once we got there. Interesting enough, that's coming through. Oh, there you go, it's coming through correctly. Okay, so I can remove the console log on that. That's all good. What do you all think? That works? Maybe not the best way to call this all again. Oh, we can remove that. But let me know what you think in the chat. Let's have a look. Is it referencing an issue? I'm not referencing an issue. Someone was going to create the issue. We've got a couple of issues to create. I can create it if no one wants to create it. I don't mind. I just wanted to share the green squares with you. So it will be an issue for your ratings, an issue for your repos. I think that those are feature requests, and I think we need a bug for storing the GitHub information in somewhere. Just say storing it somewhere so we can reuse it and don't get it every single time. So yeah, that looks like it works. That was easier than I thought. It was a bit harder in some places, and some places it was easier, as always. So that was pretty good. Okay. Have you all rated repos yet? Do rate some repos, let me know, let me see. 6 minutes ago, someone rated it, awesome. Let me share this link, do some more ratings. Let's see if we can get to 500 in this live stream as well. I mean, data schema referencing. Ah, okay, never mind. Data schema, we don't have a schema because we're not using TypeScript. We haven't got an interface. We're using AppWrite, so we haven't got an ORM, although that's one of my project ideas to create an ORM for AppWrite. I think it'd be quite good to have migrations and stuff like that for the database. Another idea, I haven't got time at the moment, maybe in a couple of weeks, let's see. Let me know what you think. Okay, that's productions, come back to local. So I think that works. And so we're going to your ratings. So this is going to be, I think, a bit more work. I think we're going to do a bit of API work for your ratings. I don't think, because we've got user rankings, as in who's got the best rankings. So I think we could reuse this component. We might have to abstract it, but for reuse. But the API I don't think would work. So let me close this and open this. This is the ratings page, so my ratings page. Okay. And if I click go back to your ratings, it's empty. We've got nothing going on here. So, well, we got these results, but it's just the results that we had before. So these are repos, and we don't want repos. We want people. So what we could actually do is go to rankings and actually maybe copy this one. I think would be better. Let's copy and paste. And let me move that for a moment. And up here, change this not to most active users. We could change this to be why users? It's going to be ratings, which will be repos. I'm so silly. It was correct. And for my ratings, it's going to be repos, and it's not going to be like the average or the total. It's going to be the rating that I gave it. This is interesting. Okay. So I might undo that and go back to what we had. Here we go. So save that. It should still say repos here. I think it looks good. How am I doing? Do let me know in the chat if you have any questions, or if I'm going down the wrong path, we can discuss it. Okay. So we will want repos, but we won't want the results. This is where we're going to have to split out repos, I think. So what we were talking about earlier on that I said we didn't need to do, we'll have to do it for this one. Let's have a look. So these aren't my repos, these are all the repos. So in the repos one, we talked about before passing in a username, but I can't do that because I want to go to a different endpoint and search a different collection in the database. So we're going to have to change the endpoint. I think we need to split this. It's still going to be repos, but we'll call it maybe ratings. And ratings, we could pass in a username and then call it a new API. We'll have to create that. So should we do that first? We haven't done any API work today. Should we do the API first? So if we go to the files, we open API. We've got activity. Leaderboard is probably the closest. I think so. So should we copy and paste it? Shh, don't tell anyone. It's our secret. Copy and paste. Leaderboard. And we will say ratings. We want to put it under accounts though, don't we? So let's actually create accounts first. New folder, account. And then move rating under there to follow the same path as the UI. I think is always really helpful. So we've got this root, and we can bring this up on the right hand side as well. So what we can do, so actually let me bring this up now. So we can go localhost 3000 API account ratings. Let's have a look. That looks terrible. Let's put that in Chrome. I've got what do you call it? A JSON formatter. That's much better. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so this is the ratings. I have the most votes. I'm at the top. That's not what we want to do for this one. So this reduce, where we calculate the most votes, I could ditch, I think. What we want to do is ditch. So we ditch that. And I think we could also ditch this. So what we want to do is go to the database. We want to go to the ratings collection, but we want to filter. So we could do query dot filter. I can't remember. We do use it somewhere. Query dot documentation is good for this. Let's have a look. Order equal. Equal. That's what we want. Here we go. Some more copy and pasting. So we want to equal owner. Oh, it's just there, right? Here we go. So let's go back to our file and go and a bracket in there as well. There we go. So the way this works is you say equal owners, the field in the database, in the collection, sorry, in the table, I should say. And then owner is what we want to filter by. Owner, maybe user? We call it owner. No, let me check. I actually don't know. This is where a schema would be good that someone mentioned as well. Okay, let's go have a look. Let's take a peek. What have we got? Bring this up here. So if we go to ratings and we go to attributes, we have username, URL, and rating. So really, it's username we want to search, and it would be username. But we should be able to get the username because this page should only be, do we want to lock it down so only you can get the ratings for yourself, or could anyone query the API and get ratings for anybody? Should the ratings be private? As in, a repo has 9 ratings and it's got an average of 4.5, for example. But should I know that you've given it a 4 and someone else has given it a 5? Is that private or not? I'm not sure. Let me know in the chat what you think. Yeah, oh my God, we've been going for over 30 minutes already. Time flies when you're having fun. Private or not private? That is the first question. Because if it's not private, we could pass it in as a parameter and just filter by any given user. If it is private, we want to check who the logged in user is and then filter automatically by that user. So I'm not sure. Anyone is still around? Let us know. We do have an example of how to get the user information, because when you do the rating, we have an API for rating. Here we go, rate. And if I reduce that, here we go. We check, is there a user? So here we get the GitHub user again. So probably something we want to optimize also. So we just check with the token provided, can we find a GitHub user? And if so, then all is good. So get user, what else have we got? We've got get repo and get user, okay. Let's do the authenticated for now, I think. Let's do that. So if you're not logged in, you're gonna redirect. And I think it comes from navigation. Is that correct? Navigation, yes. Okay, I want to put that up at the top. Here we go. So username equals that, and we get login, like we said, and then we filter the results. 1,000 results, yeah, why not? By the username. So if I save that I need to return it. So ratings. That would return mine. So if we go back to here and I refresh it, what do we get? An error. Great. Well, it wouldn't be coding if we didn't get an error. Yeah, private. Thank you, VJ. That's what I was thinking, but sometimes you just want to get someone else's opinion. So I really appreciate you sharing that. Let's see what the error is. Apparently no error. Because I'm not logged in, it's redirected me to the login page, which doesn't exist. So that's a terrible redirect. That was on the old version. So actually, we probably need to fix this. Oh, there's a bug. Who wants a green square? Let me know if you want a green square. We've got a bug, so someone can raise an issue and someone can fix it. And it's pretty straightforward to fix it, and I can show you what to do. So let me know. Well, I can raise the issue and then you can fix it if you're happy to. So let me know. But the bug is this should redirect to the home page within a message. I think we call it alert, and we say error, and the message is going to be invalid GitHub session, basically. Do we need to URL encode it? I don't think we do. Let's find out. And then we'll copy this to the page that we're on and see if we can get that to work. Here we go, save. And let me go back to what we were looking at, API account / ratings. Yes, it's redirected back to the home page and says invalid GitHub session at the bottom right. So that actually works well. And that's what we need on the other one. I mean, I can leave it. If no one wants the green square, it's fine. I'm more than happy to do it. Me, VJ, you want it? Yeah, please raise the issue. And then on the issue, let us know if you want to do it or not. And I can even just copy and paste this into the issue. And then you can just do it for this file. I can put more information in the issue. Let me know. Okay, so we're doing it private. And so now we have the username, and that's why on GitHub it won't work. So I need to do it here where I'm logged in, because I purposely don't log in on Chrome so I can check things that are private that don't work. And then on Safari here I'm logged in. So, but I think that just booted me out. Let me have a look. API account ratings. It keeps redirecting me. That's weird, because I am logged in. Oh, it says I'm not logged in. Did I get logged out? Okay, let's log in. And then let's go back to API account. VJ, let me know when you've created the issue and I can go prioritize it and go have a look at it and either fill in information, do the changes myself, or assign it to you so you can do changes. Let me know. API account rating or ratings with an S. And it redirected me. Why do you think I got an invalid? It is correct. I do have an invalid GitHub session. Do you know why? Because we're not passing in any information. So if we go back to rate, it's a post, which is fine. We're doing a get. But in the request, we do get the authorization and the session header, and we do get a JW. We do set the JWT and do the kind of various checks first. So. And we get the session. And that's why, actually, we should probably say if there's no session, also kick them out. But it will also fail down here because this won't be set and it will break. So but it'll break on GitHub rather than break. We want to break early rather than later. But again, maybe someone can raise a bug on that and I can look into that. So we actually want to get all this information and we'll put request in there. Let's have a look. So this needs to be request. Ooh, don't want that. Request. And then we'll put this information in. We don't need this console log though. And, oh, is data not being used? Let me see. Data is to actually get the rating and all the rest. So no, we don't actually need that. So that's fine. Data can go. So we get the headers, and we need to send it as well in the request. So that will be a bit tricky in the browser. So we might have to test this from the UI. But now we've got a session, and it should all work okay. Right. So back in here, I'm assuming it's going to break still, and then we'll test it from the UI instead. Account ratings. Okay. Didn't look very good. What do we have in the terminal? Anything useful? Oh, we have some stuff in the terminal. Let me clear it and start again. Client is not defined. Ah, that's not the error we wanted. I'm missing an import. Ah, client and client admin. Okay. So client and client admin. Let's clear that. Does it redirect? Oh, SDK is not defined. Okay, so let's go grab another import. Here we go. Oh, SDK comes in as node app right. I think it should be okay. Oh, we have database in there as well. So we'll put database in there too. Do we use database? Yes, we do. Okay. So clear the console again. Let's have a look. Refresh. Unauthorized. Okay, that's correct, but it didn't boot us out. Okay, so we do need to look at that. VJ, let me know when you've created it, or I can go have a quick peek and have a look. We had 18 issues before. Do we have 19? No, we still got 18. Okay. So that's fine. I think we need to do a bit of checking in here and say if there is, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. If there's no session, then redirect. Invalid, that's going to be not a GitHub session, it's just going to say invalid session. Let's have a look and refresh this and see if it redirects us. It does not. What do we get? 401, sorry, missing scope account. Again, I'm not sending this, so I'm expecting that to break. Maybe I need to check if any of these don't exist as well, but I would have thought if there's no session, it should redirect. Why not? Oh, there is a session. I suppose it's guest, which doesn't work. So let's just say if there is no session ID or there's no JWT or session, so any of these are the case, then it should redirect. Still doesn't. Wow, okay. Well, that's for an exception. So what we could do is also wrap this too. And we can move it underneath. So if I remove session from here, there is no, I'm not passing a JWT or a session ID, so really that should break. What do these return? Any? We don't know. Let me just see what these return. Session ID and JWT. And then what I'm thinking is we move this underneath in the try catch. Oops. Copilot's trying to help. I think that's good. Oh, it wants us to do this outside. So here we go. Let session. Okay. Let me check the chat, make sure I haven't missed anything, and you're probably all shouting at the screen going, Eddie, you've missed it. Let's have a look. Could you increase the font size, please? Sure. On both of them or on the code? I could maybe try and make this a bit smaller. We don't need so much real estate. And I could make this bigger or wider and then bigger. Therefore, we don't get any line wrapping. Let me know if that is a better. I could make this a bit bigger as well. If I make it smaller and then make it bigger like that and then drop it to the side and bring it in. Hopefully that's better. Let me know. Right, clear that. Let's try again, refresh. Okay, it does redirect, invalid session. So it's good. And what do we get in the console? Nothing. So I'm not sure if it redirected because of this or because of this. I think the second one, because nothing got outputted as a console log, and just to make sure we don't miss it, there isn't much there to miss. Let me just try it one more time. API account ratings. Oh, there we go. So null, null. You get a null. So this would return a null. But if it's equal to null, we want it to fall into here basically. So we can say if equal to null. But that should work. I think that checks, right? Let me get my Chrome out and do some JavaScript here. If we just say, I don't know, let A, just let A, that's it, undefined. And then we could do something like, I think we can do, if we just say A is undefined. So that in line 15 would fall into the if statement. But if we do A equals null, and we do I kind of test it, if A alert, what can we do? If A alert. So yeah, if not A, I should say. Do we get an alert? We do get an alert. So I think that should work, even if it's a null. Okay, we'll park it for now. Let me know what you think in the chat. Let me just check the chat and see. Okay, we'll come back to that. We're parking a lot of things, but let's get something working first. Right, where were we? That's fine, we'll leave it. Okay, where were we? Right, now we want to call this from the UI as well. It's okay now, a little tough reading on the mobile screen. Okay, you're on a mobile phone. Got you. Well, hopefully I can try and talk through it and hopefully you can hear it. You better see these on GitHub because I will push this to the repo as well. But thank you for watching from your mobile phone. I appreciate it. Okay, so now you want to request this from the front end because it should query from my ratings. So let's have a look. What we can do, this is wrong, so when this is not going to be permanent, but we could just change this just to see if the results look correct, and then we'll change it back. So what we could do, if I comment that line out, and then we could do something like, it's account ratings, and we still need to send it something, and I forget where it is. It's in rate. This is in the API though, so we go to the UI to the rate form, and then we'll see it does send the headers through. Let's have a look. Again, it gets the current session, it creates a JWT, and then sends it as a header. So that's what we need to do on our request. Right. Let's have a look. Right, I think we just grab that. Let's have a look, grab that. And then come back to the UI here and replace this for the moment. Again, we're gonna put this back. It will break something else by doing this, but let's just see if we can get it working. So we're passing in all that information. The only thing is different is it's a get, there's no body, and it's API account ratings. I think, actually, good point. Another bug I've just noticed, again, green squares for people, is another redirect that has no information. So if there's no session and you try and access a certain page or information, it just redirects to the home page, but no one knows why they got redirected. So someone needs to have a look, raise an issue, and make the pull request if you wish, get it assigned to you first. But any redirect that's in a catch should have a question mark, alert, and a message on why it failed, so people can see. So yes, that's another bug we need to sort out. So something like in this case, actually we could copy the other one that I did. Yeah, this one. Well, not this exact one, because it's not a GitHub session. It's going to be just there's no session for this one, like that. Invalid session. Okay, so where were we? So let's see, let's make this request. This should work. And it's doing all these calculations on the, we don't need any of this. But again, we're changing a file that we do need to keep, so we will need to create a new one. But for the moment, it won't make sense. Let me comment that out. Let's just see how we do. What page are you on? This is the home page, which breaks. Like I said, it would break. It's your ratings. So on my ratings, we're expecting it to list my repos. So let's have a look what the error is. What error have we got? Can't reference variable redirect. On which page? Account ratings. Is there no redirect in here? Usually underlines it if it can't find it. That was, oh no, it wasn't there, so it can't find it, but usually underlines it. Okay, and it's going to be from navigation. Okay, here we go. We're looking better? No, still got 2 errors. Next redirect. Let me see the chat. You probably all spotted the error. No one spotted the error? Okay, good. It's not just me who hasn't spotted the error yet. Let's see the console as well. Anything in there? Nothing useful in there. Next redirect. Well, this is good, I think. It is in the right place. Redirect from next navigation. That is correct. Let me just move that up the top. I like to have all the imported one, like the third-party ones. Sorry, these are all imported, but the third-party ones together, and then our own ones together as well. So what do we bring? This is not used, but only because I commented out a bit of code underneath. So let's just see, what did I break? Actually, we want to change this. This should be upper level, I think, and should be on the page, not in the component, I think. Then we could pass the data into the component. So the components can be dumb. It's always this like gray area between dumb components and then like kind of smarter components. But when you get to, this is not server side, but when you get to server side components, you're making them smarter because you want them to get their own data. So I don't know, it's kind of this kind of toing and froing and trying to find that balance. They've all got their pros and cons. There is no silver bullet and perfect answer. So, okay, has everyone given this video a thumbs up? Has everyone, while we're continuing, has everyone starred the repo? And has everyone reviewed? Thank you very much for reviewing, appreciate it, that's awesome. So let me paste in the repo so you can give it a star. Is that the repo? That is the repo. And let me paste in the website so you can go rate your favorite repos with how friendly they were. It's cool, okay, so yeah, almost approaching or getting close to, I was trying to say both together, 500. Just hopefully we can get 500 in the next week. That would be awesome. We've got quite a few people reviewing, so really appreciate that. Right, okay, where were we? This isn't working, that's where we were. Story of my life. Things never work first time or second time. Do you find that happens to you as well? Do you find it doesn't work straight away? If it works straight away, I think something's wrong. I think, what's wrong? Okay, so we want to make this API request. Let's see if we can get it working in here. The error is, I find, I don't know if you found this, but in the, let's go back to local again. In the latest NextJS, the errors aren't great yet. They've got a bit more work to do. Let's see, what can we see? Oh, console, let's make this a bit higher. Can't find variable account. Okay, so we've got an error here. Account is not found. That is correct. So let's go back to here. Was it this one? No, that's the API. Let's go back to here. That's also the API. Where was the one I was copying? Where was the one I was copying? Accounts, move from here, side nav. Does it have account? Yes, it does. It has account. Where do they get account from? Account is from our config file. Here we go. So let's just put account in, which is from the same file. So we could just go account, comma, client, and then delete this import. Okay, what about now? Come on, work. Let me just clear this so we can actually see the error better. Oh, down to one error. It did say 2 before. The string did not match expected pattern. Okay. Well, that's a bit better, I think. Nothing in the console. Have any of you spotted it? If not, we will go and figure it out together like we've done every time since then. You should live stream more. It's great to learn how you go through the problems. Thank you. You get to see me struggle a lot. It's quite funny when I get DMs and people say, wow, Eddie, you built that, I don't know, feature in 6 minutes in a YouTube video. I'm like, no, it took me like an entire day. And then I create it and then I recreate it again for the video, still making mistakes, and then edit out all the mistakes. So yes, live streaming is more authentic, it is more real. I started doing some of my YouTube videos like that actually. So I plan what I'm gonna do before the video, and I edit out if I get stuck for ages, but I keep my thought process in. I think I've done 1 or 2, maybe just one video, I've got one more coming out like that. So they're a bit longer rather than like 6 minutes to like 30 minutes. And you get to see me struggle and get stuck and break things and so forth. So hopefully that's more interesting. But I do really enjoy live streaming because talking through this, I learn so much and I get feedback in the chat from all of you asking questions, sharing your thoughts and your experience, your tips. So I learn at the same time as well. So I really appreciate it. The struggle is real. Yeah, I mean, you can see I'm saying, oh, we'll fix this later, we'll improve this later. So that's a lot that, you know, needs to do it. We can't do everything right now. Okay, so we've got 20 issues. Let's have a look what we've got. Redirect user when not logged in. Redirect in the cat should have an alert message. Okay, brilliant. Enhance component with tap checking, that was earlier on. So here we go. So VJ, local, when user is not logged in, they must not be directed to the error page. Exactly, redirect them to the login page. There is no login page. I'm just going to make some changes on this, but yes, you can work on this. So when the user is not logged in, they must not be redirected to the login page because there is no login page. Redirects them to the login page. Oh, you're right. There is a steps to reproduce. I would say do something like 1, not logged in, so guest, and then 2 would be visit protected page, and then 3 redirect to login page. If you want to work on it, this is what you need to do. So what we need to do, what was the file? It was on the rating file. Here we go. This was it. So I'll copy that and then I'll undo my changes and you can raise a pull request and we can merge it on a live stream. So to fix it, it will be source app API rate root.js on line 25, and then 2 will be replace with this. So I can just do a diff to make it even easier. So we're going to replace, so that's going to be the plus, that's what we're going to be adding, and what we're taking away is the previous version of this. Here we go. There we go, and then we'll be removing that. And if you could search for anything that is auth login and replace it with this, and I'll make a note here now. Steps 3, also search for that and replace, search the project or the code for that and replace with that. I think we should move GitHub. I think we should say invalid session. I think that would be better. Just invalid session. I don't need to know specifically what it is. Okay, if I update that, hopefully that looks good and you want to work on it, so I'll assign it to you. And it's ready for dev. Good first issue and ready for dev. All yours, VJ. When do you think you can get it done? Should we get it merged in this live stream? So let me know how it goes. Okay, this other one, yes, the catch statement is the other one. So I'm going to save this because now I don't need that anymore. And the other one is here. So anything with that. The redirect in the catch statement should have an error message. User knows what the redirection is for to add the steps. Okay, and you want to work on it. Okay, brilliant. I will assign it to you. And we will, ready for dev, good first issue. And I will just edit this now as well. It's hard to reproduce because you need something to fail. So it's a bit difficult. You might need to kind of try and delete some session data halfway through using. It's a bit hard, but we can see it's improved. So I wouldn't worry too much about reproducing it. It's difficult to reproduce, but to fix it, I would say replace. Actually, we could do a diff. We could do this and replace anything that has that. I'm putting a comment in here, or so that's the standard line. That's going to be removed, and this is going to be added. Oh no, not that. We'll do a preview and just check my diff is correct. Like that, I think. Or anything that has redirect or redirect auth login, because that doesn't exist. So just check that as well in the catch. Or was that the other issue? Was the other issue doing all the auth logins? Yes, so the other issue was doing all the auth logins. And on this one, we don't want that then actually. It's just checking the / in the try catch. Let's preview that and see how that looks. I think that makes sense, although that's not indented correctly. There we go. Awesome. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the chat. We've got green squares for everybody. Okay. Hey, Krish, how you doing? Good to have you here. Yeah, you're right, Krish. It is meant to start now. As King earlier mentioned, I got my timings wrong and I started an hour early. I actually rushed and panicked, started 1 minute late, and actually I was 59 minutes early. The struggle for everything is real. So usually, yeah. So I was ahead of schedule and stressed and I didn't need to. But you know, we got a bit more coding done. Yes. Is editing an issue good? I think so. Actually, that's a really good question, Krish. And that's something we should probably ask on Twitter and see what other people think. I think so, because I'm not editing it to change it completely. I'm editing it just to add more context. I think if you've got comments and then you've got all these comments under each other that are a bit fragmented, then if someone comes to it, they've got to read the whole thing, where really you might have those conversations in the comments, but when something is agreed or approved or flushed out, whatever it is, it should be added by the author or the maintainer to the issue description again via an edit, in my opinion. That way, when someone new comes to it, they can see like the overall discussion in that description. I have to go read through all that history, in my opinion. But that's a really good question. It's a new live streaming setup. Yes, I used it once last time. Hopefully it's okay. It's Riverside instead of StreamYard. It allows me to record calls with people, which I want to do, and then edit it out into more content. I want to try and, I have so many great conversations with people, which I've never recorded. And we always say at the end, oh, I wish that was recorded. So many good snippets. So I want to try to record every conversation I have with people. And then we can take snippets out, obviously with their approval, and then share it with socials, because there's just so much missing. You know, I'll have to do everything in public. Peacock VS Code, yes, that is really good because, yeah, when you can see I'm on repo rater 4 when I had 1, 2, and 3. The colors definitely helped. 21 watching and only 18 likes. Yes, everyone. They don't like the video, but they're still staying here, which is good. I appreciate it. 20 likes and 26 watching. Thank you all so much. Don't forget, everyone, to star the repo. I really appreciate it. If you do, let me just share it in the chat. Who needs some green squares? That's the repo for star. And then here is, that's local. Here is the public one. We need someone just rated it. Perfect. Thank you. More ratings in. Rate your favorite repos here. I really appreciate it. I think we can hit 500 today, tomorrow, soon. Right. Okay. What are we doing? I did that issue. Okay. And we want to find out why it's not working. Let's try and fix this. So now the issue is unhandled promise rejection. What did we do? I did have an idea on this one, but I've forgotten what it was now. Let's see. Here we go. One error. The string did not match the expected pattern. Right, okay, I think I know what this is. This, I think, is going to be on the API. But then it should actually come through on here. So maybe it's not on the API. Let's see if the API is getting called. So let's do a console log on the ratings. And just to make it stand out, I always do something like this and then put a comma. And what should we get? Just, I don't know, here is the standard one, right? Okay, let's have a look, refresh that. Let's see if we call the API. We would actually see it in the network traffic as well. But let's just have a quick look in the console. So it does, it arrives there. Okay, that's a good start, good start. So I did guess it was server side. Let's have a look. What's your GitHub notifications video? Have you tried Graphite? That rings a bell. I'll have to look at it afterwards. I can't remember. I might have done when it was in its early stages. Yes, GitHub notifications are great, fun, and also challenging. Especially when I think I get a pull request from someone, they comment on the pull request, they assign it to me. So it's like 3 notifications. I got notification for the pull request, notification for the comment, notification for the tag, notification for they've requested me to review it. Then they go back to the issue that they're solving and then tag me and add a comment. I get like 5 or 6 notifications for that one piece of work. So yeah, my notifications are probably 5 times more than they need to be. So that's why I reply to people and say, look, you don't have to tag me. I've got the notification. You don't have to put a comment in another issue to reference that you made a pull request. I got notification. So hopefully that helps people with their notification and makes them aware of how notifications work, and it will help me as well. Push stuff. I guess you're talking about Graphite, yeah. Graphite force pushes stuff. Oh, I don't like that. I never use force push. Right, okay, so we're here. Let's see where else we can get to. Can we get down to here? And then instead of putting here, we could actually put, let's just leave here for now. Let's have a look. Or here too, just to make sure it's changed and not showing the same information. Let's have a look. Okay. Right, it did get there, okay. So maybe it's getting the GitHub user that's failing. Let's see. It didn't redirect, so I am not sure. I think the error's down here in the query, but I just want to prove it. I could use a debugger and step through it, but I just find this quicker I find this quicker for the easier stuff. I say easier stuff, and I'm stuck. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, okay. Wait a second. That didn't work. Let's have a look. What happened there? Oh no, here 3 worked. Oh no, there's 3 up here. So don't know which one it is. Okay, let's refresh again. Let's have a look. Here 2, right, so this breaks. So I'm guessing this session isn't valid or it's empty. So let's have a look at the token as well. Oh no, I don't want that's private. I don't actually want to show my token. I do want to see if something's in there. But I'm guessing if there's no token, it's getting no session. So what we're passing through isn't working on the API call. So we're making API account ratings, which is correct. It's a get. And we're passing in the headers. I don't know if we need the content type. Could maybe ditch that. But we're passing in JWT. And we're passing in the user ID, which we do get. And there's an await. We're not in an async function, okay? But this is client, so it can't be an async function. Okay. Another thing with NextJS, the latest one, you can't make a client async just yet. Lots of challenges we have using the latest technology when there isn't enough documentation for it, enough resources, and so forth. Let's have a look. Hey Bugs, and hey Pedro, new sub, awesome. Watch a video S3 in DigitalOcean, and I get it, awesome. Thanks a lot. Shout out from PH. Is PH to Philippines? I really want to go to the Philippines end of this year. We're going to Thailand for winter, and we'll need to do a couple of visa trips, like visa runs. Stay in Thailand for 2 months, and you need to kind of leave for 2 days, 2-3 days. So we're thinking of doing Vietnam for like a weekend, and thinking of doing the Philippines as well. So awesome. Oh, you don't like it either. Aditya, if you don't like it, why are you recommending something? Or maybe you're not recommending it, but you asked me if I use it, and that kind of, did you ask me if I used it? Well, you implied that you were recommending it. Maybe I assumed, so maybe it's my mistake. Right, let me get back to fixing this. How did I do it last time? So when we do get session, we will have to wrap it in a use effect. And we do have a use effect going on. We do have a use effect, so we could put it in there. I know what oh no, it is in a function. I'm being really silly. It is in a function, so that's actually fine. Ignore me. It was so close to the top, I didn't see it. So there's a line break there. Okay. Why does it not work? Makes the request. Do these come through? That is the question. Well, session ID, I could, did not mean to do that. I could output maybe in the API, and we can see. So we could say session ID, right? Because that's not private, that's okay. Let's have a look. And if I need a bit more information, I can move it onto the other screen and see. Right, so there's a session ID. So things are being sent through. What I'm going to do is change this. I'm going to move this down here for a moment, so just bear with me. And then I'm going to change this to JWT. And let me just refresh this and see. No, it is there. It is definitely there. Okay. And then let me try also then session provider access token. I feel like I'm missing something. Let's have a look. Refresh it again. Again, I'm not showing you these tokens just yet. Well, not just yet. I won't. And I've got one. Okay, so let me clear that, and I can bring the terminal back up. They are both populated. That's interesting. Okay, so that is set. Maybe get user. Oh, we don't console log the error. Ooh. That is actually something we should do. That's very, very silly, because then if we get an exception, I don't even know what the problem is. Prototyping is so funny, right? Do things really quickly. There we go. Get user is not defined. Okay, brilliant. We got there in the end. Okay, thank you. You're all probably shouting at the screen going, Eddie, we can see it. It's right there. It's on line 3.5. Okay, there isn't a line 3.5. Let's have a look. Console log VE. Bug said it even before I did it, and I didn't read the chat in time. I need the chat to be higher, or I need someone in my ear like reading out the chat going, Eddie, the answer's in the chat. You haven't read it yet. Bugs, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much. Someone raise an issue, and I think they could maybe go and just check that all the E's are logged. That's a very big oversight on my part, so that's my mistake. But if anyone wants a green square, let me know, raise an issue, and then let me know if you want to work on it. I can assign it to you right now. Yeah, it's Philippines. Awesome. I think the Philippines is quite big and lots of islands. So yeah, hopefully some tech events going on at the same time as well. Curious says, how to start open source? Well, you're in the right place. I'm going to let some other people jump in the chat with their thoughts. But I've just given some green squares, raise an issue on the bug we've got here. You could also fix the bug if you wanted to. Have a look at the repo and see what you would like to get involved in. Okay, let's have a look. Rich says, do I accept contributions? Absolutely. I keep dropping the repo. Hopefully got some stars. 85. Yes, come on, let's get 100 stars. Hopefully, yeah, the repo is very early stages. but we are accepting contributions. But things are moving quite fast, so some pull requests have too many conflicts and get closed. So keep things really, really small, really small. Made a small PR. I love that. Small PRs add the most value. Do you know why? Because they get merged sooner, and a PR doesn't add value until it's merged, really. There are exceptions to the rule. So if you make the biggest, massive, bestest PR and doesn't get merged, it's mostly useless. So small PRs are amazing. Let's go have a look. I love small PRs. Add protected root. Let me go to the issue here. Redirect user when not logged in. It's not adding a protected root because the root is already protected. I'm going to reword your pull request. You're adding a message to the redirect. So I would say you haven't added a protected root. Maybe check the files change. Maybe you have, but there's one already there. So protected root redirects with message on failure. That would, I think, be more descriptive. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that's good. Error, message, invalid session. Was there just one? I thought there might have been a few more. We can have a look. We could search for this. But we can get that merged. It adds value already, which is the most important thing. Oh, there's just one. My apologies. You were correct. Let's get this merged. I love small pull requests. Great. Thank you. And you got quite a few green squares. I think you raised the issue. That's a green square. You did a commit in your branch, in your fork and your branch. That's another green square. And you raised a pull request. That's another green square. So that's like 3 green squares you've got. So awesome. Let's get that merged. Yes, Bugs, please contribute. Raise that issue on the whole. Here's another one on logging the exception. Raise the issue and I'll assign it to you, and then you could search for a catch. And anything that hasn't got a console log, then drop a console log in. Let's get this one merged. Let me take that. There we go. I'm going to take that. 101. Nice. Okay. Let me just rename that and put that back there. Okay. Perfect. Adding value to the users already. Love that. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Oh, and that should get closed? It did not. Was it not referenced? It should have been referenced, but okay. I will close it. It's done. Perfect. Oh, that's the same one. Close it as duplicate. That one's still ongoing. Okay. How are my green squares doing? Let's have a look. How's everyone else's green squares? I got, for today, I got 5. Yes. Okay. All right, we've got more ratings coming yet? No more ratings? Hopefully you're going to add some more ratings, everyone. And have we got more stars? No more stars either. You want to see me cry on a live stream, don't you? That's what it is. Okay, where did we get to? Let me have a look at the chat. Okay. No worries, Aditya. I was joking about that tool. No problem at all. 75 minutes of open source achieved. Yes. Pin your repo on the comment here. I'll try when I'm off work. Oh, Bugs, makes sense. I did not do that. Let me do that. Good point. Here we go. I didn't think to pin it. How do I do it? Why can't I pin it? It won't let me pin it. Oh, I have to open it in YouTube, direct YouTube, not YouTube Studio. 1 second, we will pin it. So good point. I forget about those tools. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's have a look. Let's see. So repo is now going to be pinned. Good call. Thank you so much. 30 thumbs up. Nice. Thank you, everyone. You will rock. Okay, right. We're going to get this working. I want to get this working. An hour and 20 minutes already. Where did we get to? Refresh the page. What do we get? What do we get? So no error. So that's good. So we've come down to the 3. We're in the right place. The API is making the query now. Okay. So we didn't get an error. That should probably be in a try catch. That's another bug. How many bugs have we got, Eddie? Eddie, I create too many bugs. I really think that I just create bugs. I don't. That's my tweet for today. I create bugs. Ratings. Let's have a look. I wonder if that's empty or or oh no, we've got data. Look at that. Ah, it's in the collection documents. So we actually want to pass dot documents. Okay, right. And then the information, actually we probably want to remove some of this information. So we might want to do a map on that. If we just do a map and then just say rating, and then we'll just return an object. And what are we going to return? Let's have a look. Have we got too many brackets in here? Oh, here we go. So we want an ID. Let me make that a bit smaller. There we go. So we will want an ID, and we will want a date as well. So we can say updated at. I think it's important. So we could say updated at. What's wrong with that? Oh, comma. And we will want the rating itself. So rating. Rating.rating. I don't like that. I guess we name this ratings. They are ratings though. Rating. Okay, we'll worry about later on. Naming is so hard. And then we'll want the URL of the repo below the ID. There we go, I like it that way around. Okay, so let's clear that. And then I think the UI is not going to be able to display that information because we need to make some changes. So now if we go back, it is repos, and we are going to have our rating. Which I didn't really want to do. But what I'll do is I'll duplicate the file, and that will become the new file, and I'll undo the changes to this file, and it should kind of work, crossing my fingers. Let's have a look. What did I miss in the chat? No worries, Bugs. Be right back. That's cool. I've got 11 contributions today. Chris, you're always beating me. What did I miss? Bugs, probably not much. Oh, I'll tell you what you missed. I was just remapping the data, just so we don't have all that permissions and everything that the app might bring back. So I just want this information. And then, so that information is being requested. I would expect it to see it in network ratings. There we go. We can see it there. Not going to look very nice, but we can see it there. But what we want now is to display it on the page. So what have we got? What does it look like? We've broken that page. So we're going to production. This is what it's kind of going to look like. So we want a lot of things the same. We have the URL, so we know the repo. So we could have this the same. And the rating on the right shouldn't be 16 or anything like that. I think it should just be the rating that I have given it. And everything else could stay the same, I think, right? We don't have owner and name, but we can calculate that in the API actually. We could actually do that. Let's do that now. So the owner would be the URL, and we could split it on .com. It's taking this from somewhere else in my code, Copilot. We'll take the second item, which is number 1, and then we'll take and we'll split it again on the / like the first one, and then the name of the repo, we're just changing the last bit to number 1. So that should now work, hopefully. Can you zoom in the console? Oh, was the console too small? My bad. Hopefully that's bigger. Is that better? I'll just move that over here a little bit. Okay, so I can remove all the heres and stuff. Let's get rid of that. There was another here too. Let's get rid of that. Okay, I think we're good. Right, so on this page, let's see what we've got. Where are we? Here we go. So the information that we have, we've got real-time stuff, which I don't think we need. So I want to ditch out this real-time stuff. I think we just need that, and then we can actually make that. I think we can make that one line. Easier to read. So then the real-time stuff we can get rid of in the imports. Client we don't need. Okay. So where do we get to? Down here. I need to map over this data. That's fine. Let's ditch the mapping of the data. Let's just ditch what we don't need. Let's ditch everything. Easier then. We're not using this. Let's ditch this. We're not using groups. Let's ditch this. Badges we might use. No, let's keep badges and statuses. Or maybe we need groups. Let's have a look and see. So here in the UI, this is why I probably move this to a component. This li should be a component and we can just pass in the data. We are going to be using it in two places. Like I said, the repos that have the collection of the average of votes and then or ratings, and the one that lists our specific ratings. So I think we are going to have to move that into a component, and then we can just pass in the data. But I'll just get it working now, and then we will tidy it up afterwards. We are watching you, Eddie. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're supporting me as well, so I really appreciate it. User who rated. Is that a question statement? Let me just get this working. So what have we got? So we do have a repo owner, repo name. That should all, don't mean to tell you that. What would break? The breaking would be, there would be no stars, so we could actually ditch that. Because we're not going to the repo to get it. There would be no language. Let's ditch all that. Oh, got an error. Why did it break? I deleted too many things. I deleted the H2, closing H2. Right, okay. Let's bring that back. Repo status. Repo status. I have to see what that is. I think we have that. Rating. We don't need to fix it because it's just going to be my individual rating and it's just going to be my vote. So it's not going to be an average or anything like that. I don't think it's going to work. I think we've still got to fix a few more things. That's production. That's why that works. I was like, it works. This is local. Destroy, promise, what? That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. I've really broken it now. What did I do? Is there anything in the console? Nothing. What did I do? I probably busted it now. Isn't that the user info encrypted, bro? Which user info? The ratings. No, I don't think we need to encrypt the ratings. Or do you mean something else? Or do you mean like the JWTs and stuff? Let's have a look. What have I done? So we've got set repos. Oh, wait a second. Maybe I'm not setting the data. It should be, we call it data here. Why would that be repo? Because we remapped it all. So that's going to be that. Okay, we're getting warmer. We're getting warmer. Still got an error. What did I remove that caused that to break? Well, I don't need abbreviations, so let's get rid of that. Obviously, it's something it's not happy about. Destroys instance of promise. What did I break? This is why a lot of the time I commit as I go along, and then I squash it afterwards. I've broken something. And then the debugging on the latest next, as much as I love the latest next, the debugging kind of sucks. Let's have a look. I had wasted a lot of time without seeing a stream. No worries. Yes. Yeah, no worries. Any questions, just let me know. I can fill you in. Yeah, thank you, Krish. Yeah, we don't use the word, we use inclusive language. So yes, join us in the EddieHub Discord, and we have a little bot that gives you alternatives to suggestions. It doesn't kick or do anything like that, but it gives you some suggestions when people use bro terminology, let's say. Can you show me your UI and the code if it's okay? Yeah, this is the UI. Do you want the changes that I made, or the repo is pinned as you suggested? This keeps refreshing and breaking, so I actually think it's something to do in my use effect. Keyword and sort, which we're not using, not doing any of that. I actually think it's something to do with this. What did I change in here? And I could hit undo a few times and see. Set repos, it does exist, right? Set repos, it's an array, which is correct. Well, we can check. I did put this into a single line. Maybe that's not allowed in useEffect. Let's see. Is that it? That's it. Oh, yes, that's it. Because this is actually an error, which is good because there's no topics. This is actually good. There's no topics coming through. So we can search for topics. Oh, topics. I'm probably going to look at the chat and you've all found the bug already. Do the question mark dot. Yeah, that's true. But topics won't exist, so I'm actually going to remove topics. It's just a tooltip for topics. So, oh, go away, I can't see that overlay. So remove the data for that and we'll remove that, which then means we don't need the class name. So I can then remove that and put that and then do that. What's wrong with that? That looks good. Okay. We don't need topics. There's no topics on that. We're getting closer. We're getting warmer. Oh, I clicked on one by mistake. That was my fault. Okay, that's looking good. So I gave it a 5. I gave it a 5. I gave all these 5s, and I gave it a 2 and a 2 and so forth. There'll be no description. So I could put the date when I rated it. I think that would work for the repo. We're getting warmer, right? Is everyone feeling like energized and I don't know, I think it's looking good. Would love if you increase the font size of the IDE and console because the phone is really small. Okay, I don't think I make it too much bigger. I won't have much real estate. Well, what we could do actually, I'll make it bigger and I'll put it full screen. So, and then on here, let me make it bigger and then I'll make it full screen. There we go. Okay, clear that. Go back to here. I think we're good. So where we have description, we're going to ditch description and we're going to put date. So we're going to say updated at. Let's see how that looks. And why doesn't the image work? Where is image? Image, oh, there's no logo. That's fine because we know that it will be https // github.com / and it will be repo owner, which is what we called it. There we go. Copilot finished it for me. Perfect. This is going to look better now. I'm feeling good. Yes. Okay. I don't like these numbers. They need to be in colors as well to match other things. But this is looking good because the date sucks. But again, someone else could improve that if they wanted to as well. I hate doing dates. Dates and time zones are the worst. But that's looking good. And these colors are wrong here as well. They don't match. Like on production, you get the different colors and these. So we do need some improvements to go on there. But that is, I think, looking quite good. What do you all think? How are we looking? I love your coding standards. Thanks. Yeah, I leave everything default. Everything pretty default. I don't customize these things so much. Your message has, Krish, your message has got like an icon on YouTube Studio, so I actually can't see what you've written. I'm feeling scared about my bot breaking. Okay, got you. No, it should be fine. I don't think I've touched those APIs. So I think I've just added APIs, so I think you'll be fine, Krish. Fingers crossed. Krish, you're a mod in the YouTube, right? Share your bot repo as well. Before you go off, pin your repo on the comments, and I'll contribute on that. Yeah, I've pinned it in the chat. I can't pin it in the comments, I don't think, until I stop the stream. Let me just have a look and see. I tried to do that before the stream and it wouldn't let me. So I have a feeling it might be after the stream that I have to do it. Let me see. Yeah, I have to be after the stream. I can't do it. I'll try and leave it open so I remember to do that. If not, you can catch us in Discord, in EddieHub Discord as well. I'm there every day, or most days. Okay, where do we get to? So we're looking good. Just the colors aren't looking right, so we need to sort that out. Maybe I deleted too many things. What have we got? Right chevron badges. Did I delete? I couldn't have deleted badges. I would have got an error. So repo status won't exist. So we need the rating. So badges are up here and status. So where's that percentage stuff that I deleted? Let me just check. Groups. Okay, so I need this back. Bring that back. I need to move that somewhere to config because we've got that in multiple places now. But again, I'll do that before I push it up. We'll just get it working. So, and then I've got the calculate the status. Okay, again, we need to move this somewhere too as well. So percentage. I could work out the percentage. But really it's 1 to 5. We'll do it as percentage, it's fine. It's fine. I think that could be tidied up, but we can do it later. So it's not status. Where is it? Okay, right. So it's badges, and badges wants the name, and how long are we going for? Wow, over 90 minutes now, definitely. You're a mod on the YouTube, I think, Krish. You're not? I thought you were. Oh. Krish, you are now a mod on YouTube, so I thought you were. Okay, so what issue am I facing now? The issue I'm facing now is to just get these working with the colors. So the tab on production, we've got green and then orange and then kind of like a reddy color, and it matches with these little dots as well. So I just need to figure out how I got this working before. And this as well with it. So I've got a rating out of 5. So if we go to our page, you can see we've got 5 and we've got 1 and we've got 2 and stuff. So I've got those. I need to calculate a percentage, which is quite easy, and then get the group. So if it's above 70%, it's going to be recommended, which will then have a badge of this and have a status of this, and so forth. So it should be pretty easy. Most of the code is written. I'm just getting tired, I guess, that's all. Hey Devrav, how you doing? I missed some chat. Krish, someone on Discord is asking collaboration with EddieHub. Previously there was a form on the website, now there's no form. Should I redirect them? Ooh, was there a form? Okay, good point, Krish. Ask them to DM Sarah, I think is best. No, there's a form on my website. Just get them to fill in the form on the website, and then Sarah will pick it up and get back to them. There's a form on eddiejald.io. But thank you so much for asking. Cool. Yeah, and Chris, you showed your bot. Perfect. If you type RFC, React functional, create a React functional component. Oh, didn't know that. I don't use any of these shortcuts. I should really try them out. It's something for me to do tonight. Why is Visual Studio is very blue? I changed the color of it. So if I've got multiple, what do I just do? If I've got multiple VS codes open, I do peacock, and surprisingly a random color. Oh, that's not good. I shouldn't have changed it. And therefore I can have my multiple ones open with different colors. Oh, that's a bit bright. Are we getting better or worse? Okay, we'll stick with that. That's fine. It's not so bright. Okay. Lots of people joining now. Hi, everyone. Appreciate you being here. We are going to be stopping very soon, though, because I need to get some lunch. It's like 2 p.m. for me, and I haven't eaten yet. So I will figure this out. This is boring. You don't need to watch me struggle on this. I will figure out these colors, so the badges are the right color and match the dots, similar to production. And then I can push up, and then we will have your repos, which should work. Oh, no, I broke that temporarily. And then it will have your ratings as well. So yes, I think we're getting there. Those 2 pages should be done soon. But as always, they're more challenging, but I think we're quite a bit done in like an hour and a half. So that is good. Guillermo, did I pronounce your name right? Hi, you're a bit late, but I started an hour early as well. So you're extra late, but it's not your fault. It's my fault. Apologies for the confusion. Oh yeah, got you. I should use that more. So RFC. Oh, because it's not a JS file. So I can type at the bottom here and go RFC. That's pretty cool. I usually type that every time. So that is actually very good. I like that. Then I'm sure there's quite a few more. Do you have any resources that I could learn some more of those? Because that could be really useful. Yeah, it's true. I don't know a lot of these shortcuts. I love typing everything out because it helps me remember, but you're right. Those things I shouldn't type out. I will learn that, and if you do me a favor, and Bugs, do me a favor, I will appreciate it. And as Krish mentioned, you don't have to say bro so many times. You could just skip that word out, or you could use another word as well. You know, I am a guy, so I don't mind being called bro, but I just think inclusive language for everyone is just so much better. So yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Okay, everyone, great place to end the live stream. We kind of got something working. It's 95% there. And we got a PR merged. Did the other PR get raised? So 19 and 2, still 19 and 2. So we're still waiting on this PR to be done. If you need some help with us, let us know in Discord. Yeah, let us know. Okay, everyone, have a great Sunday. I want you to get some rest this weekend. Don't work too hard. Bugs, you said you were working, so I hope you're going to rest as well. I know you said you're going to do some open source on this project afterwards. Definitely get some rest before the week starts. I appreciate you all being here. When you're doing review streams again, I haven't trolled you in a while. I haven't done them because you trolled me, Krish. I did do a review video, but I only got through like 4 reviews in like 10 minutes, which was really poor. So I'm going to do a part 2 and 3. I might stitch the videos together. I don't know yet. I do want to do a live stream one because they're really good fun looking at all your repos, and you can look at your bot as well. So yes, remind me in Discord in like a week, and then we'll schedule it for the week after, because next week I'm traveling back from Portugal to London. So yeah, maybe we can do one in 2 weeks. That's a great idea, Krish. As always, full of great ideas. Thank you everyone so much for joining. I really, really appreciate you geeking out with me today. I had so much fun. I hope you had fun, and we're definitely pushing this project forward. And we got some of you some green squares as well. So that was good. Rapid Loop, you're late and new. I started early, so it's not your fault that you're late. Come and join us in the EddieHub Discord. Link is in the description. But come and contribute to open source. We've got so many projects. We've got an open source guide for people who want to get started. We've got beginner-friendly projects, and we've got more advanced projects as well. So you've got choice of lots of projects, and also the community have their amazing projects as well. So thank you everyone so much for joining me. I hope to geek out with you all very soon, like tomorrow. I'll see you in EddieHub Discord. Thanks everyone.